Hello, and welcome to the Friday night visual novel, Regency Romance visual novel stream. My name is Matthew, and joining me this week is RJ.
Hello.
And this is part 2 of our Northanger Abbey visual novel playthrough, in which we've made our characters gender neutral as possible. I think we chose the not sure or like just no to every gender option when we were creating our character.
Yeah, we had a few like what gender are you? What's your presentation? You know, like what gender are you assigned at birth kind of options, I feel like. And we just chose like other
Yeah.
third option, please, for everyone.
And then we swapped everyone else's gender, which actually makes me like, it's kind of weird because the characters are still acting like the now characters are acting like they were when they were men. And so like some of them are kind of just jerks and you're just like, oh, like this is weird. Strange.
Yeah, I kind of like that. That's the male characters that we interact with are very concerned with like fashion and
yes
novels, and a couple of the women are like aggressively hitting on us.
It's interesting.
Real pigs.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, so yes, this is Book Club for Masochists is a podcast in which we read a different genre of books every month. We did visual novels last year, if you're interested in visual novels. So there's an entire episode about that. And then next month, February, our episode about Regency Romance novels will come out just in time for Valentine's Day, which is why we're playing this game. And we've played other Regency Romance games. You can find our podcast at bookclub4m.com or just search for Book Club for Masochists wherever you find your podcast. And without further ado, let's get into this thing. I don't remember where we were.
Yeah.
Nope, that's the wrong thing.
Between balls, surely.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I know how to use this program. I promise you. Okay, yeah. Between balls. I assume we were at a ball the night before. Maybe. I really don't remember at all. It's been 2 weeks since we played this, and I played an entire other visual novel in between.
It's true. That probably had some very similar plot beats.
There was a lot of balls in that as well.
You go to balls, you meet people.
Yes.
I remember we had just met so this is based on the Jane Austen novel, and so we had already met the person who the protagonist ends up with. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert for Austen. We'd already met them a while ago, and we had just met her sibling because she is Helen instead of Henry in this one, I think.
Right.
And I don't remember what her brother is named, but we'll probably see them again.
Now I think there's at least one other option in this one for who we end up with.
Another dateable person.
I believe there's one other, though I don't remember who it is. Is there there's a reverend? Like a priest? Oh,
I think that's Helen.
I can't remember then. I don't know the original book, so I don't know.
She's always wearing a crucifix.
Vampires, that's what I assume. Lots of vampires
are like always getting married in Regency novels, it seems like. Well,
they could, it was.
They could, yeah. But that was just like a very respectable profession.
Yep, and allowed them to do like research and stuff. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this. I don't know if we're gonna finish it. We'll see how far into this we get.
Yeah.
The morning is somber looking, the sun making only a few efforts to appear. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Our name is Kit, right, okay. It is cloudy now, but I'm sure it will be fine later. That is the usual way of things at this time of year. Who talks like this? At 11 o'clock, a few specks of small rain fall upon the windows. It was such a nice looking morning. I feel so convinced it would be dry. Oh my gosh, we're so upset. I feel we could just
not a rain hat.
No, I feel we could just like swap our nose and mouth and not really tell in this art style.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of funny. Okay, make us happier. By 12, the rain is falling fast. I do not quite despair yet. I shall not give it up till a quarter after 12. This is just the time of day for it to clear up, and I do think it looks a little lighter. By 12:30, you have given up hope. And so, of course, that is the moment the sun...
I wish our frown just like kept deepening.
That would be amazing. That is the moment the sun chooses to come out. Wait, a knock at the door. Could it be the Tilneys after all? Oh, were we expecting company? Oh.
Perhaps that's where we left it. Oh, Jane. Make haste. Put your hat on this moment. There's no time to be lost. We're going to Bristol. I don't remember what voices I gave to people, except Isaac. I will remember him.
It seems likely the Tilneys will not come, but it would still be very rude not to wait. Should you leave anyway? Huh?
So we have to decide if we're
Okay, so
sticking around.
which one is Jane again? Jane's the one with the hat. Okay.
Jane's the one with the hat. Yeah, Jane's the one that was hitting on us.
Okay, so we're going to Bristol.
And we're like, not interested.
We're not interested because they are into horses or something. I can't really remember.
I don't know.
Do we want to wait? I think we should wait.
I think we should wait. Yeah, because
Okay.
I think this is the Jane option.
I am otherwise
Isaac and her
engaged.
sister are interested in each other. Engaged? Well, that's no reason.
My dear Kit, is not this delightful? We shall have a most heavenly drive. You are to thank your sister and me for the scheme. It darted into our heads at breakfast time. I verily believe at the same instant.
Oh my gosh. I forgot how you'd made this character so terrible.
Yeah, well, his first line, for people who might be watching who didn't watch episode 1, his first line in the game was Papa, and so I just voiced him consistently like he was a 4 years old.
Yep.
We shall drive directly to Clifton and dine there. And as soon as dinner's over, if there's time for it, go on to King Weston.
I doubt our being able to do. You croaking Gil, we shall be able to do 10 times more. King Weston, aye, and Blaze Castle too, and anything else we can hear of.
Oh my gosh, this might have been our chance to go to Northanger Abbey. Blaze Castle?
Oh, maybe.
What is that?
The finest place in England, worth going 50 miles at any time to see.
Is it really a castle? An old castle? Because there's none of.
In the kingdom.
But is it like what one reads of, with towers and long galleries? Oh my gosh.
By dozens.
But I cannot. I cannot go. I expect Master Tilney and his sister to call on me to take a country walk. They promised at 12. Now, as it is so fine, I dare say they will be here soon.
Tilney say, why, I saw them as we turned into Broad Street. Does she not drive a phaeton? A what? With bright chestnuts?
Okay, phaeton is clearly some sort of carriage, and chestnuts are horses.
Okay.
Because it's the color, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know what a phaeton was. It looked a little sci-fi for me.
It does. It really seems very sci-fi. I do not know.
Yes, I know she does. I saw her. You're talking to Beth with last night, are you not?
Yes.
I saw her turn up the Lansdowne Road, driving a smart-looking boy, and I heard Tilney hallooing to a woman who was just passing by on horseback that they were going as fucks.
Oops. Oops. It just said self-voicing disabled. It is very odd, but I suppose they thought it would be too dirty for a walk.
And well they might, for I never saw so much dirt in my life. This accent's really getting away from me. You could no more walk than you could fly. It is ankle deep everywhere.
My dearest Kit, you cannot form an idea of the dirt. Come, you must go. You cannot refuse going now.
You're just saying there's mud everywhere. I definitely don't want to go outside. I really must say no. If we can see the whole castle. Oh, it's tempting to go see a castle, but I really don't like this person.
I don't like this person. I do like Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac's okay.
I do like doing his voice. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we stay potential for romance, if we go to the castle, potential for spookiness.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, does fit the usual vibe of this stream.
Spookiness. Oh, you've really... See, I don't believe there's any ghosts in this game. I'm desperate for there to be ghosts in this game.
Probably not. I mean, I know, so neither of us have read Northanger Abbey, but I think the title refers to like a spooky old estate where something mysterious is happening.
Okay, let's go see the castle.
Let's do it.
What? We're stuck with them. Your feelings are in a very unsettled state, divided between regret for the loss of one great pleasure and the hope of soon enjoying another. A real castle. We're
I hope we just
pumped.
I hope we annoy the shit out of Jane. I hope she is so mad that we're so excited about this castle.
We're just talking about architecture the entire time. The happiness of progress through a long suite of lofty rooms, exhibiting the remains of magnificent furniture, though now for many years deserted. The happiness of being stopped in your
spooky.
In your way along narrow, winding vaults by a low, gated door. Perhaps even that of having your only lamp, extinguished by a sudden gust of wind and of being left in total darkness. What happier prospect could there be than this? Oh my gosh. Our character would love escape rooms. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you do not face this prospect alone. I love that they've realized that they have to do this.
Mm-hmm. You'll not be frightened, M. Morland, if my horse should dance about a little at first setting off. She will most likely give a plunge or two, and perhaps take the rest for a minute, but she will soon know her mistress. She is full of spirits, playful as can be, and there's no vice in her.
You feel a little anxiety as Jane bids the servant to release the horse. Then off you go in the quietest manner imaginable, whether a plunge or a caper or anything like one. Perceiving that the animal continues to go on in the same quiet manner without showing the smallest propensity towards any unpleasant vivacity, and by no means alarmingly fast, you give yourself up to all the enjoyment of air and exercise of the most invigorating kind. Interesting definition of exercise. In a fine, mild day of February with a consciousness of safety.
Old Alan is as rich as Croesus. is not she?
Yep, one of those names I've only ever read. Old Alan.
Old Alan, the woman you're with.
Are we not with you? Oh, Mrs. Allen, you mean? Yes, I believe she is very rich.
And no children at all?
No, not any.
A famous thing for her next heirs. She's your godmother, is not she?
My godmother? No. I like that, you could just change this sentence very much with, my God, mother, no.
Yeah. But you're always very much with them.
Yes, very much.
Aye, that was what I meant. She seems a good kind of old gill enough, sorry. And has lived very well in her time, I dare say. She's not gouty for nothing. Does she drink her bottle a day?
Oh my gosh, these characters. Her bottle a day? No, why would you think of such a thing?
Lady help you. I am sure that if everybody was to drink their bottle a day, would not be half the disorders in the world that there are now. She's getting a little Australian. It would be a famous good thing for us all.
I guess there would only be one disorder, which would be alcoholism.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, I think she overestimates how much it would cure other disorders. So there'd be alcoholism and all of the other disorders.
True. I cannot believe it.
Oh, lady, it would be the saving of thousands. There is not the 100th part, Jesus Christ, the 100th part of the wine consumed this kingdom that there ought to be. Our foggy climate wants help.
And yet, I have heard that there is a great deal of wine drunk in Oxford. That seems like a non sequitur.
Oxford! There's no drinking at Oxford now, I assure you. Nobody drinks there. You would hardly meet with a woman who goes beyond her 4 points at the utmost. To give you a notion of the general rate of drinking there.
Okay, so when I visited a friend at Oxford years ago, and we went to a Halloween party, and I distinctly remember us getting turbo shandies. Do you know what a shandy is?
Shandy with a lemonade and...
Yes. And beer, usually, or cider sometimes,
beer?
I think. Yeah. Okay, so the turbo shandy was, I believe it was a shot. Then, instead of lemonade, an alcoholic energy drink. And then they filled the rest up with, cider or beer. So my friend downed this. And I was like, you drank that fast? She's like, oh, it's just shandy. I'm like, that had, 3 drinks worth of alcohol in it. And she's like, oh, no, what have I done? So let me tell you, there's definitely drinking at Oxford. Though, yeah, I don't know. 4 pints is... I can't even... I haven't drank in so long. And I never drank things that came in pints. 4 pints is not a lot, but at the same time, it's not like a lot.
Little. Yeah.
You know? If you did that every day...
I think we're given to understand that Jane is a lush. I think that's what we're setting up here.
Yes, definitely, drinks a yard of ale at parties. Yes, it does give a notion, and that is that you all drink a great deal more wine than I thought you did. Wait, 4 pints of wine?
Oh, that's a lot.
That seems like a lot of wine.
Yeah, that's a lot for wine. What ho? Who is that boy who looked at you so hard as he went by?
Stop, Mrs. Thorpe.
Who is that boy?
It is Master Tilney.
They're pissed
it is
at
indeed.
us.
How could you tell me they were gone? ...
Oh, your fave.
Yep.
Your fave dialogue.
I don't know if it's shown up in this one yet, but I'm glad it has.
Jane's caught in a lie.
Oh, and they have gone around the corner. Please, you must stop. Just jump out. She only laughs, smacks her whip, and drives on. Ugh. Unpleasant.
Rude. I hate her.
How deceive me so, Mrs. Thorpe? They must think of it so strange, so rude of me. You do not know how vexed I am. I shall have no pleasure at Clifton, nor in anything else. How could you say you saw them driving out in a phaeton?
I tell you, Morland, that is what I saw. Or if it was another woman, then I have never seen two women so alike in my life.
Jane is a compulsive liar. The two of you do not speak much after that. Well, we didn't want to speak at the first place. You're within view of Keysham when your sister calls to Mrs. Thorpe to stop.
Oh, it's me. We'd better go back, Thorpe. It's too late to go on today. Your brother thinks so as well as I. We set out a great deal too late. We had much better put it off till another day and turn round. We don't even get to see a fucking castle. If you insist, it's all one to me.
Oh,
Definitely mad she's not getting laid.
Complain, 100%. You promised me a castle.
Do not lay the blame at my feet. If your sister had not got such a damn beast to drive, we might have done it very well. My horse would have trotted to Clifton within the hour if left to herself. I've almost broke my arm pulling her into that cursed broken-winded Jade's pace.
Oh my gosh, what does that mean?
I don't know. Morland is a fool for not gig of her own.
No, she is not, for I am sure she could not afford it.
And why cannot she afford it?
Because she has not enough money.
And whose fault is that?
Yours. Nobody's that I know of.
Well, it's a damn thing to be miserly. If people who roll in money cannot afford things, I do not know who can.
The excursion was not quite everything you had hoped for. Okay, here's the thing. We didn't get to see the castle. We pissed off the people we kind of like. Do we just go back and redo this? Or do we just go forward?
I think let's keep moving forward.
Okay, let's just charge forward.
You know, if we get a bad ending, we get a bad ending.
Yes. You're...
Oh, that's me. I'm everybody. I keep forgetting. Oh, Kit, Master Tilney called a few minutes after you left.
Did he leave a card?
No. Oh, rude.
Oh no, someone else is their best friend now. Okay, we've been told there's only forward in the chat, so we have to just keep going. It is a fine afternoon in Bath, and the pump room is as crowded as ever, yet the mass of people parts just long enough for you to spot an intriguing sight on the other end of the room. Do you know who that lady is standing with Mrs. Tilney?
Oh, that is her mother, General Tilney.
I feel like the dress should have, like, medals on it or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Her mother. Is everyone in this family handsome?
To romance the mom. The other night, Mr. Hughes talked to me a great deal about the family.
And what did he tell you of them?
Oh, a vast deal indeed. He hardly talked of anything else. Mr. Tilney and Mr. Hughes were schoolfellows.
These are the only details he will tell us about what he talked about. I'm sure. It's like, they went to school together. No other information provided.
He told me so many things.
Did he tell you what part of Gloucestershire they come from?
Yes, he did, but I cannot recollect now. But they are a very good kind of people and very rich. Mr. Tilney had £500 to buy wedding clothes.
Is Mr. Tilney in Bath? Mr. Tilney is dead? Oh, nope.
Yes, I fancy it is, but I am not quite certain. Upon recollection, I have a notion that he is dead. Yes, I am sure, because Mr. Hughes told me there was a very beautiful set of cufflinks that he wore on his wedding day, and that Master Tilney...
Mr. Allen seems
Yep, he's dead.
not the brightest.
He seems very much like a sort of airhead character, yeah.
Yeah. Although, you never know. Maybe
like
he's pretending? Because that's what
Maybe.
society expects
I
of
think
him?
He looks vaguely Oscar Wilde-ish, and I appreciate that about him.
Yeah, I could see that. You realize that you will get nothing more views from Mr. Allen. Oh my gosh, this is like from some sort of point-and-click adventure where the character is just going to say the same thing. Yeah, no more information. As you're looking at the Tilneys, Mrs. Tilney happens to look in your direction. Uh-oh, she's going to scowl. She curtsies, but what a bow. She does not smile and looks away as quickly as custom will allow. You're restlessly miserable. Wow, now that is a nice turn of phrase. You could almost run across the room to force her to hear your explanation. We were going to see a castle. And now she is coming over to speak with you.
Also, Jane 100% lied to me about where you were.
Oh my gosh, that expression on her face is amazing.
Good evening, M. Morland.
We 100% are apologizing.
Apologize, yes.
Oh, Mrs. Tilney, I have been quite wild to speak to you and make my apologies. You must have thought me so rude. But indeed, it was not my own fault, was it, Mr. Allen? Did not they tell me that Mrs. Tilney and her brother were gone out in that phaeton together? And that, I don't believe that this guy will remember this at all. And then what could I do? But I had 10,000 times rather have been with you, had I not, Mr. Allen? This brings a more cordial, more natural smile into her countenance.
My dear, you tumble my coat. I do not know what that phrase means. And now the situation is clear. Edmund was quite convinced that there had been some kind of mistake.
If you felt such confidence in my good intentions, why should you be so ready to take... That's not the right thing to say, Kit.
Yeah. Me? Take offense?
I'm sure that when you looked at me before, you were angry.
I angry? I could have no right.
Well, nobody would have thought you had no right who saw your face.
Let us begin again from the beginning, M. Morland. Would you like to take a walk with my brother and I? Oh, we get a second chance anyway without rewinding.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
I promise I will not lose hope this time, though there may be lightning and blizzards and rains of fish. Oh my gosh, I hope there's rains of fish.
They could promise us 100 castles. I'm glad to hear it. Tomorrow, perhaps, at the same time.
Ask them to go to the castle. Yes, that would suit me well.
Yeah, we should go to a castle. Maybe they'll bring us to a castle.
Oh my
I will
gosh.
tell my brother. He will be delighted.
I honestly, that would be an amazing date. Mm-hmm. It would be rad as hell to be brought to a castle on a date.
Spooky castle.
Wait, is that Mrs. Thorpe talking to General Tilney? How do they know each other? Well, they both seem mean.
They both have similar posture.
Yes. No hands. You wonder what they are talking about. It seems to make them both happy, whatever it is. Oh, that's not good. You feel your nose tickle in a sneeze and search your jacket pocket for a handkerchief.
Maybe they're drinking buddies.
My sweetest kid, how have you been this long age? But I need not ask you, for you look delightful.
Poor Isaac. Poor friendless Isaac.
I love Isaac. He's very sweet. No, he's going to get together with our sister.
Yep.
Did you see me talking with General Tilney, M. Morland? She's a fine old gill upon my soul.
How came you to know her?
There are few people much about town that I do not know. A very fine gill, as rich as Croesus. Yep. I should like to dine with her, I dare say. She gives famous dinners. As to what we were talking of, well, you might like to know. You might like to know indeed.
All of these conversations are just about how other people had conversations and they talked about things. No one actually provides information about anything. It's like, yes, I know them, and we talked about many things and had quite a time. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked about how we talked to these other people and know these other people. I assume all the conversations.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Kit, you must wake early tomorrow, for we are to travel again to Clifton.
Nope, not fucking going.
No, I have an engagement.
You motherfuckers had your chance.
Yes.
An engagement? Then you must cancel it.
No. Indeed, for it must be tomorrow, and oh, my dearest Kit, we could never go without you.
Do not urge me, Isaac. I'm engaged to Master Tilney. I cannot go.
But of course you can. It would be so easy to tell Master Tilney that you just been reminded of a prior engagement, and must only beg to put off the walk till Tuesday.
Isaac, we ditched them yesterday. We can't do this. No, it would not be easy. I could not do it. There has been no prior engagement.
I cannot help being jealous, Kit, when I see myself slighted for strangers. When once my affections are placed, it is not in the power of anything to change them, but I believe my feelings are stronger than anybody's. I am sure they are too strong for my own peace. To see myself supplanted in your friendship by strangers cuts me to the quick. These Tilneys seem to swallow up everything else.
Isaac is definitely like
we
that.
hung out with you yesterday, Isaac.
I feel like Isaac is definitely that meme of Isaac is no longer friends with Kit. So-and-so is his new best friend.
The Tilneys are my new best friend.
Yes. This reproach is equally strange and unkind. You cannot but see Isaac as ungenerous and selfish, regardless of everything but his own gratification. Very true.
Nay, Kit. I think you cannot stand out any longer now. The sacrifice is not much, and to oblige such a friend, I shall think you quite unkind if you still refuse.
Jemima looks like she's about to get into like a boxing match.
She looks really mad. I think because she wants to go on a date with Isaac, and she's like, you're fucking this up for me.
It hurts for your sister to openly side against you. Could we not delay until Tuesday?
No. I do not know that I might not go to town on Tuesday. I have a fair mind too. I think there's one too many events, but that's okay. Very well. Then there is an end of the party. If Kit does not go, I will not. It's definitely 4.
Kit, you must go.
But why cannot
Guys,
Mrs. Thorpe drive one of her... Sorry.
Were they not there yesterday when this shit happened? Like, guys.
But why cannot Mrs. Thorpe drive one of her other brothers? I dare say either of them would like to go.
Thank ye, but I did not come to Bath to drive my brothers about and look like a fool. No, if you do not go, damn me if I do. I only go for the sake of driving you.
We don't like each other.
Hey, don't make plans around someone without their consent.
Yes.
And now you've driven away poor Jane.
Exactly as planned.
Yeah, poor Jane. Great. Perfect. I did not think you had been so obstinate, Kit. You were not used to being so hard to be so hard to persuade. You once were the kindest, best-tempered of my siblings. You guys are being real dicks. I hope we get an apology at some point.
This is amazing.
This is such intense peer pressure.
Yes.
Are they gonna, like, do they need help? Like, is there something else going on? Are they gonna go, like, do a murder and they, like, what's happening?
I don't know. I hope I am not less so now, but indeed I cannot go. If I am wrong, I am doing what I believe to be right.
I suspect there's no great struggle.
Isaac, how can you? Oh, she's back.
Motherfuck. God. Well, I've settled the matter. Now we have may all go tomorrow with a safe conscience. I've been to Master Tilney and made your excuses. What an asshole.
Being told in the chat that this is just impolite, especially before cell phones. Yes, even with cell phones.
Yeah.
You have not. No way. I hate this person.
Yeah. I have upon my soul. Told him that you'd sent me to say that, having just recollected a prior engagement of going to Clifton with us tomorrow. You could not have the pleasure of walking with him till Tuesday. Stop lying. He said very well, Tuesday was just as convenient to him. So there was an end to all of our difficulties. A pretty good thought of mine, hey?
A most heavenly thought indeed.
Yeah. Get low in the chat
Maybe
saying,
we're gonna do murders.
I cannot submit to this. I must run after Master Tilney directly and set him right. Okay.
But everything is settled. Master Tilney himself said Tuesday would suit him just as well.
I believe not a word that Jane says at this point.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And they've already I saw them go out the door as we were.
I do not care.
Could be a lie.
Yeah. Mrs. Thorpe had no business to invent any such message. It does not signify talking. If I could not be persuaded into doing what I thought wrong, I never will be tricked into it. Mrs. Thorpe told the truth in more respect. The Tilneys have indeed left the ball. Send them a letter. You walk in great agitation, as fast as the crowd will permit you, fearful of being pursued, yet determined to persevere. You quicken your pace as you walk towards their lodgings, and almost run into the remaining ground as you crest the hill. Your heart will not rest until you have seen Mrs. and Master Tilney. There they are. I am come in a great hurry. It was all a mistake. I never promised to... Oh no, is this going to be a misunderstanding? I never promised to go. I told them from the first I could not go. I ran away in a great hurry to explain it. I did not care what your thought of me. Okay, no.
Then you're not busy tomorrow. I did wonder at Mrs. Thorpe's message.
I for sure thought that was going to be a misunderstanding where we were saying that we could not go. And they were like, what? But we arranged to meet tomorrow. But okay, we'll just not do it. But no.
Mm-hmm. And you've run all this way just to tell us? And Morland, this is our mother, General Tilney.
It is a pleasure to meet you, General Tilney.
Likewise, Anne Morland. You are a true friend to run all this way just to clarify a simple misunderstanding. Would you do my children and I the honor of dining with us?
Oh yes, that would be delightful.
I am so sorry. I am greatly obliged, but Mr. and Mr. Allen expect me back at any moment. Not? Are there two Mr. Allens?
I don't know.
No,
there was
okay.
a Mrs. Allen. No,
that's
okay,
a misspelling.
Yeah, typo. I can say no more. The claims of Mrs. and Mr. Allen are not to be superseded. I trust they would not refuse on some other day when notice can be given.
Oh no, I am sure they would not have the least objection, and I should have great pleasure in coming.
I'm glad to hear it. You're a charming young person, and I much admire the elasticity of your walk.
That's a compliment. Delighted by all that has passed, you proceed gaily home. Walking, you decide with great elasticity, though you have never thought of it before.
Yeah.
Alas,
You're like, thank you. I guess I do.
Alas, the day has dawned to clouds and rain. You can only hope that the lightness of the rain means that you will not be trapped indoors all day. And then, just as you had started to wonder if they would ever come.
Yay! They beat the other crew here.
My apologies for our lateness, Anne Morland. We were delayed by the rain.
You could not help the weather. I am only glad that you were able to be here. The three of you begin your walk and determine on walking around Beechin Cliff, that noble hill whose beautiful verdure and hanging coppice render it so striking an object from almost every opening in Bath. I never look at this hill without thinking of the south of France.
Have you been abroad then?
Oh no, I only mean that I have read about in the country that Emile and his mother traveled through in The Mysteries of Adolfo. But you never read novels, I dare say.
Why not?
Oh, women don't read novels, right? Because they're not clever enough for you. Educated ladies read better books.
The person, lady or otherwise, who has not pleasure in a good novel must be intolerably stupid. I have read all Mr. Radcliffe's works, and most of them with great pleasure. The Mysteries of Udolpho, when I had once begun it, I could not lay down again. I remember finishing it in 2 days, my hair standing on end the whole time. Yes, and I remember that you undertook to read it aloud to me, and that when I was called away for only 5 minutes to answer a note, instead of waiting for me, you took it. Thank you, Edmund. A most honorable testimony. You see, Morland, the injustice of your suspicions. Here was I, in my eagerness to get on, refusing to wait only 5 minutes for my brother, breaking the promise I had made of reading it aloud, and keeping him in suspense at a most interesting part by running away with the volume. I am proud when I reflect on it, and I think it must establish me in your good opinion.
I'm very glad to hear it. I was hoping we could choose an answer there. Yeah. And now I shall never be ashamed of liking Udolpho myself. But I really thought before, young women despised novels amazingly.
It may well suggest amazement, for they read nearly as many as everyone else. I myself have read hundreds and hundreds. I do not imagine that you can best me Louises?
I don't know.
Louises?
I don't know who those people are.
If we engage in the never-ceasing inquiry of, have you read this and have you read that, I shall soon leave you as far behind me as far as your friend Emile himself left poor Valancourt when he went with his uncle into Italy.
I think that's an Udolpho reference.
Probably. Consider how many years I have had the start of you. I had entered on my studies at Oxford, while you were a good little child learning to multiply and divide.
Oh, gross. I'm not... I don't know. Relationships like this weird me out. Not very good, I'm afraid. But now, really, do you think Udolpho the nicest book in the world?
The nicest? By which I suppose you mean the neatest? That must depend on the binding.
And if you're interested in our thoughts on binding, tune into Book Club for Masochists next month. After our Valentine's Day episode, we'll talk about things like binding of books.
Helen, you're very impertinent. And Morland, she is treating you exactly as she does her family. She is forever finding fault with me for some incorrectness of language, and now she's taking the same liberty with you. The word nicest, as you used it, did not suit her. You had better change it as soon as you can, or we shall be overpowered with Johnson and Blair and all the rest of the way.
I'm sure I did not mean to say anything wrong, but it is a nice book, and why should I not call it so?
Very true, and this is a very nice day, and we're taking a very nice walk, and you two are very nice young people. Oh, it is a very nice word indeed. It does for everything.
I think she's being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think she's being rude.
Originally, perhaps, it was applied only to express neatness, propriety, delicacy, and refinement. People were nice in their dress, in their sentiments, or their choice. But now every commendation on every subject is comprised in that one word.
So comment in the chat saying that they're looking forward to our episode about things like binding. If you have specific questions or topics related to, I guess, the look and design of books that you'd like us to talk about, yeah, let us know and we'll see what we can do. No promises, as always, with these things.
Yeah, it's not actually. We should clarify that it's not specifically about book binding. We were going to talk about book design.
Yep.
Specifically like cover design, but
also like the physicality of things. So
yeah.
While in fact it ought only to be applied to you without any commendation at all. You are more nice than wise.
Ooh, dang.
Come, Morland, let us leave her to meditate over our faults in the utmost privacy of in the utmost proprietary of diction, while we praise Udolpho in whatever terms we like best. It's a most interesting work. You are fond of that kind of reading?
To say the truth, I do not much like any other.
Indeed.
That is, I can read poetry and plays and things of that sort, and do not dislike travels, but history, real, solemn history, I cannot be interested in. Can you?
Yes, I'm fond of history.
Oh my gosh. Our character just keeps like shoving a foot into their mouth. I wish I were too. I read it a little as a duty, but it tells me nothing that does not either vex or weary me. The quarrels of popes and queens, with wars or pestilence in every page. The women also good for nothing, and no mention of men or anyone else. It is very tiresome. Okay, swapping genders has made this very funny in places like that. And yet I often think it odd that it should be so dull, for a great deal of it must be invention, and invention is what delights me in other books.
I am fond of history, and am very well contented to take the faults with the true. If a speech be well drawn up, I read it with pleasure, but by whomsoever it may be made, and probably with much greater if the production of Mrs. Robinson, than if the genuine word of Caractacus or Alfreda the Great.
Yep, these are definitely not. You are fond of history, and so are Mrs. Allen and my mother, who just like it. At this rate, I shall not pity the writers of history any longer. People like to read their books.
Oh, Helen with the perfect subject for a drawing. Placed it on the summit of that rocky fragment at dusk so that the shadows were long and ominous.
Yes, tell us more about the ominous.
Get spookier. What do you think, Em Morland?
I am so sorry. I would give anything in the world to be able to draw, but I know almost nothing of art. Can you explain why that tree would make a good subject? It seems dead. That is why, M. Morland. Kit. Come on, you love spooky castles.
But that is the very crux of its appeal.
Helen is like secret goth here. Agree breathlessly. Oh my gosh. Yes, agree breathlessly. Or do you want to do another one?
Yeah, spooky tree, that is awesome.
I see. You do not see. Electra and the picturesque immediately follows. Mrs. Tilney talks of foregrounds, distances, and second distances, side screens and perspectives, lights and shades. I see. Now that I look at it, the whole city of Bath is unworthy to make part of the landscape. Would you agree? Delighted with your progress and fearful of worrying you with too much wisdom at once, Helen lets the subject decline. We screwed that up. From the withered oak to oaks in general, to forests, the enclosure of them, wastelands, crown lands, and government, she shortly finds herself arrived at politics, and from politics is an easy step to silence. The walk is delightful, and though it ends too soon, its conclusion is delightful too. Before you part, Master Tilney petitions for the pleasure of your company to dinner on the day after the next. Your only difficulty is in concealing the excess of your pleasure. Isaac enters the room with so eager a step and a look of such happy importance as cannot help but excite your curiosity. You had thought, perhaps, he might still be resentful about your refusal to travel with him and the others today, but his expression speaks only of joy. I honestly I'm not convinced that Isaac remembers that he asked us.
I was going to say, I mean, he's kind of like a golden retriever, it seems. He's just like, wakes up happy every day.
Yeah.
Completely forgotten what happened the day before.
Isaac?
Yes, my dear kid, it is so indeed. Your penetration has not deceived you.
That is the right word, right? Yep, okay. Oh, that arch eye of yours. It sees through everything. Okay, good. We're not the only one confused.
Nay, my beloved, sweetest friend, compose yourself. Oh. My dear kid, you alone who know my heart can judge of my present happiness. Your sister is the most charming of women. I only wish I were more worthy of her.
I can remember almost nothing about her. My dear
I think
Isaac,
we've learned a lot about her.
What do you mean? Can you really be in love with Jemima?
In love? Yes, oh, I am in love with my... Loves me too. She proposed while we were traveling back from...
I thought they were going to go.
Oh, was this the thing? Did they want me here? Did the kid to be there for the proposal? Was that the scheme?
I think the scheme was just they wanted us to go.
Maybe that's...
So alone scandalous, whereas if it's like if two groups go, it's scandalous.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No an expert. I think that's why there were 3 of us walking as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're engaged. Oh, Isaac, how wonderful for you to be my brother. You embrace your tears of joy mingling. That seems weird.
Mm-hmm. Just pressing their cheeks right up to each other.
Right.
Is it not the most glorious thing? You would be infinitely dearer to me, my kit, than my own brothers. But what will your excellent mother and father say? Oh, heavens. When I think of them, I'm so agitated.
It's possible for parents to be more kind, consenting.
Morland says exactly the same, and yet I dare not expect it. My fortune will be so small, they can never consent to it. Your sister who might marry anybody.
Indeed, Isaac, you are too humble. The difference of fortune can be nothing to signify.
Oh, my sweet kid, in your generous heart I know it would signify nothing, but we must not expect such disinterestedness in many. As for myself, I am sure I only wish our situations were reversed. Had I the command of millions, were I the master of, would be my only choice.
This gives you a most pleasing remembrance of all the heroes of your lovely that you.
Well, I must be off. How shall I sleep a wink? I do not know.
Oh my gosh, she looks so devious.
Wonderful indeed. Just getting right up in your face. Ah, I should let you make your goodbyes in private. That seems scandalous, perhaps.
But Isaac, surely.
Please do not go. ... A famous good thing, this marrying scheme, upon my soul. A clever fancy of Morland's and Zach's. What do you think of it, M. Morland? I say it is no bad notion.
Who is Zach?
Is that short for Isaac? I think that's short for Isaac.
Oh, I think it's just because it's spelled with like a Z. Yeah, that makes sense. If I had a partner as fun as you, definitely not. I think it's a very good one. For others, perhaps. Number 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3. Definitely not number 1.
Yeah.
For others, you have no wish for matrimony yourself, then?
No, only books. No, not at present. I wish you a good journey, Mrs. Thorpe. I have an engagement and must now be gone.
Nay, but there's no such confounded hurry.
I'm pretty sure we don't have an engagement. We're just trying to get out of them.
Who knows when we may be together again? Not but that I shall be down again by the end of a fortnight, and a devilish long fortnight it will appear to me.
Then why do you stay away so long?
That is kind of you, kind and good-natured. But you have more good nature and all that than anybody living, I believe. A monstrous deal of good nature. And it is not only good nature, but you have so much of everything. And then you have such, upon my soul, I do not know anybody like you.
Do you remember when we played that dating
Jean
game?
Drunk?
I don't know. Do you remember when we played the dating game about like the Halloween haunted house and all the monsters that ran it?
Yeah, the warehouse.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that one.
Yeah.
The word monstrous just reminded me, and then I kind of like zoned out of the rest of what you said.
Just like, remember when we were doing a heist with what was she?
Selkie? Kelpie? Selkie? I can never remember the difference between the horse, the magic water horse, and the seal people.
Right, she was a Kelpie because we had to go get her, like, bridle? Or
bridle.
Like that
bridle.
back.
Okay. Oh dear, they're me, I dare say. Only a great deal better. Good morning to you.
What I say, M. Morland, I shall come and pay my respects at Fullerton before it is long, if not disagreeable.
Is this a different day? Or are we just saying good morning and it's like afternoon? Pray do. My mother and father will be very glad to see you.
And I hope, M. Morland, you will not be sorry to see me. We always are.
Oh, dear, not at all. There are very few people I'm sorry to see. Company is always cheerful. Oh, Don't even give them the hope.
Very vague answer.
That's just my way of thinking. Give me but a little cheerful company, and the devil take the rest, I say. But I have a notion, Morland. You and I think pretty much alike upon most matters.
I don't know how you might possibly think this. Perhaps you may, but it is more than I ever thought of. And as to most matters, to say the truth, there are not many that I know my own mind about. That is, like, we are being the politest possible brush off to this person.
Mm-hmm. By Jove, no more do I. It is not my way to bother my brains with what does not concern me. My notion of things is simple enough.
Jane must think we're so hot. Like, there's no other reason for them to pursue us this much. Like, we're so thirsty for us.
Are we rich? I feel like maybe they implying that we're rich, but like Isaac and Jane. But I don't know if that's a misunderstanding.
But our sister said our sister didn't have their own horse.
Right. Yeah.
And we said we couldn't afford it. Rich. So.
But maybe they think we're rich. Anyway, maybe Jane will leave us alone if she realizes we're not rich.
So I believe also that by Jove is actually or by Zeus, and it's kind of a funny like throwback thing. I think it's a funny thing to say.
Let me only have the boy I like, say I, with a comfortable house over my head, and what care I for all the rest? Fortune is nothing. I am sure of a good enough. And if I had not a penny, why so much the better.
Very true. I think like you there. To marry for money, I think the wickedest thing in existence. Good day. We shall be very glad to see you at Fullerton whenever it is. Finally got rid of them.
Okay, bye. Okay, good. Yeah.
You've barely entered the pump room before Isaac finds you and takes your arm. I think what this game needs is like dates. I don't understand when things are happening or how much like our balls. Do we go to the pump room every week, every day?
I don't know. Yeah. We need like a transition screen.
Yep.
Show us the sun coming up or something.
Oh no.
Well, I am here since you made such a point of me coming. But do not insist upon me being very agreeable, for my heart will be some 40 miles off.
With Jemima and Jane away, your evenings have become more subdued, as Isaac pines for his distant fiancée. 40 miles!
So far.
If only my partner was 40 miles away. Mm-hmm. Oh, Isaac, if you did not wish to come, I would never have insisted.
Nay, I can refuse you nothing. But as for dancing, I do not mention it, I beg. That is quite out of the question.
Isaac, the one thing we wanted from you was to see your hat, and you've never shown it to us. Despite bringing us to see it, you have never shown us your hat. Of course, if I had only known you did not wish to come.
You know me, dear kid. I never complain.
Except when we don't want to go riding with you.
Yeah, or like right now.
Oh, but who is that with Mrs. Tilney?
Whoa, now there's a dress uniform.
Damn. Yeah.
Francis, would you like me to find you a partner?
Helen, do not make me laugh. You know I hate to dance.
That must be her elder sister, Captain Tilney. Whisper, whisper. That's a good line as well. I assume this is just everybody in the room whispering about Captain Tilney being there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Kit, they are looking at us. I do hope they do not ask us to dance. I shall hide by the paddle.
Isaac is definitely like, oh, if I can't see them, I'm invisible. Obviously. Mm-hmm. I'll hide behind this pillar. I'm hidden behind this pillar.
And Morland, may I ask, would Master Thorpe be willing to dance with my sister, Captain Tilney? She has sent me on her behalf.
She has wildest expressions. Like, I don't know. I don't know what she wants. Miss Tilney does not look very happy by being so sent. I'm sorry, but Isaac does not mean to dance tonight. How
kind of her to ask.
I think
feeling like so your sister thinks my friend is hot, huh?
Yeah. Your sister will not mind it, I know, because I heard her say before that she hated dancing. but it was very good-natured in her to think of it. I suppose she saw Isaac sitting down and fancied he might wish for a partner.
That is certainly one explanation for it.
Or she thinks Isaac is super hot. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
They didn't even get introduced. Oh, sorry, this is me. Oh, but they are dancing. Yeah. And when both had said so distinctly, they would not.
And did Isaac before?
Constantly, I'm sure. I suppose.
As for my sister, her conduct has been no more than I believed her equal to. The fairness of your friend was an open attraction. His firmness, you know, can only be understood.
You bite your tongue to prevent yourself from laughing along with her. I must admit that Isaac is not always entirely firm in his choice.
Oh, Kit, at last I am free.
Isaac, how is it that you choose to dance when you were so set against it?
I do not wonder at your surprise, and I am really fatigued to death. She is such a rattle, amusing enough if my mind had been disengaged, but I would have given the world to sit still.
Then why did not you?
I refused her as long as I possibly could, but she would take no denial. After aspiring to my hand, there was nobody else in the room she could bear to think of. And it was not that she wanted merely to dance. She wanted to be with me.
Have you ever been at like a formal dancing event where you ask people to dance for partner dances?
No. Like we never had, or if we did have like a Sadie Hawkins dance, we did not. I did not go.
I've gone to a lot of like Lindy Hop dancing, like swing dancing, which I think is really fun. That's actually the reason I was in Oxford that I mentioned earlier. I was also there for a big swing dancing event. But yeah, they're like, even in such a thing, the modern day, much less formal times, there is still like an etiquette to asking people to dance, and accepting or not accepting dances. So one of the things I remember is like, you can say no to anybody, but if you say no to somebody, you cannot do that dance. Like if you say no to somebody, you're like, oh no, I'm sitting this one out. And then if anyone else, you can't ask anybody else. You cannot say no. So it's like, you're very much being like, this is not about you. It's just very polite. It's just like, oh no, I'm not dancing this time. Maybe ask me again at some other point. And maybe they do and maybe they don't, but that's how it goes. Which I always thought was really kind of, I don't know, cute to some extent. But yeah, yeah, it's fun. People are looking for me. Don't necessarily enjoy doing it, but it's fun. I don't know. I miss doing it. I did it almost. Actually, maybe exactly a year ago was the last time I went dancing. The last thing I did before lockdown, and everything got terrible. And I was so out of practice, but it was still a lot of fun to do it. So miss it. Your line.
Oh, sorry. Oh, such nonsense. I do so hate fine compliments. But I found there'd be no peace if I did not stand up. And then being such a smart young girl, I saw every eye was upon us.
That is the one thing about Lindy Hop that is not true. Nobody else looks at you, generally, unless you're really good. It's just everyone else is too busy worrying about their own dancing. She is very handsome indeed.
Handsome, yes. I suppose some might call her that.
I would find this so much to find in reply dialogue and like did it to like 2020. Like I don't know, like I don't feel I know enough youth slang at this point. However they call people hot. But yeah, I guess they still just use the word hot.
Hot still works.
Yep.
She might have been thick. you could use thick, but situationally.
Thick is a very situational thing. But it could be appropriate potentially. Okay. So time has passed. You're after unexpected visit. Okay, so we've done this.
Everybody looks bummed out.
Everyone is super bummed. How much? I have no idea how much this game we've done. I think not very much. Do we want to try and get an ending?
It seems like we're not super close to, to a resolution.
So last week when we were playing the game, we got about this far in and then just like sped through all the dialogue, made options, and got to an ending. Do you want to try that this time, or yeah?
Sorry, yeah, we could speed run it.
Okay, we're gonna speed run this and no longer know what we're doing. So we'll save in case we ever want to come back. Though I do not anticipate this, and we're gonna skip all this stuff. We're at the dance again.
I have enjoyed this game.
This one has been, it's fun. Like I think the gender swapping stuff is really interesting. But I'm just not a fan of the source material sort of thing.
Yeah.
Of Regency or of romances for that matter. Like neither aspect of this is important. Like even like, oh yeah, hey Matthew, read this like action adventure Regency novel. I'm just like, but it's about like rich people doing royal stuff. Like, and still not very interested. Okay. Isaac, let us go somewhere else. How can you behave in such an immoral manner? Say nothing. How charming you two are. Because he's engaged to our sister and dancing with someone else. Let's just say they're charming.
Oh, I was going to say, let's go somewhere else.
Oh, I don't know. I'm fine encouraging this. Or who do you want Isaac to end up with?
I mean, it's our sister, so I feel a little bad about setting her fiance up with somebody else.
I don't really care. Well, I'm going to say how charming you two are. Okay.
Okay.
We were upset about something.
Oh,
shit.
The end. Oh, fuck. Go back. That was the wrong choice, it seems.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to find out what happened at that end.
A letter from Jemima.
Okay, we got through this. Okay, how charming you two are.
Hide their flirt. So they're definitely flirting. Charming you two are. Suppose some might think so. And then what happens?
It's time to go home.
It's time to go home.
Yes, Mr. Allen. You wonder what they will do while you are gone. It seems clear to you Captain Tilney has formed an attachment to Isaac. You love Jemima, but perhaps Isaac could be happier with Captain Tilney. They certainly seem to enjoy each other's company. The Allens have now entered on the 6th week of their stay in Bath, and whether it should be the last has for some time been a question, to which you have listened with a beating heart. Your whole happiness seemed at stake, while their affair was in suspense, and everything secured when it was determined that the lodgings should be taken for another fortnight. You enjoy the remaining 3 weeks in Bath, but eventually they come to an end, and you must return home.
Oh, we just didn't romance anyone good enough, perhaps.
There are many ways in which your life into glory as it could have sunk into disaster, but it said your life now is much the same now as it was at the beginning of our story. You may be a little wiser now than you were, but it's likely that you are not. Perhaps you really were not born to be a heroic figure after all. The end. Oh, wow.
So we just got sort of middle of the road ending.
Yeah, I thought there was, okay, so if we choose like any other option, what happens then? It'd be funny if we skipped literally one scene. Okay, let us go somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, time to go home.
Oh, time to go home anyway.
Okay. No.
Wait, Helen's here.
Yeah, okay. So stuff is happening. General Tilney
is leaving Bath.
Is in our house. And no. Back?
Uh-oh. What's the question?
Oh, Northanger Abbey.
Oh, they're bringing you. Yeah, so this is where we get to go. Okay. Whew.
Okay, can you come to Gloucester? Yeah, okay. Tis true, we can offer you nothing like the gaieties of this lively place. We can tempt you neither by amusement or splendor, for our mode of living, as you can see, is plain and unpretending, yet no endeavors shall be wanting. Northanger Abbey will not be wholly disagreeable. Northanger gains park, court, and cottage. Northanger turned up an abbey. And you might as be its inhabitant. Passages, its narrow cells and chapel in your daily reach. Oh, we're pumped.
Yeah.
Okay, yes! Exclamation
sneaky.
point. You feel free in friends and fortune chance. Okay, so cool. Is also pumped, I guess. Oh my gosh, we're riding a carriage with them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there would be an ending if we're like, yeah, whatever, flirt with them. Break point.
I guess if those two are flirting, then they stay in Bath, and the captain got turned down by Isaac. It's like, okay, we're going home.
True, that could just. Do not, however, have long to consider the Abbey's
I wanted
concerningly
a big spooky castle.
modern windows and brightly floral garden. For just as you were inside immediately, the inside of the Abbey is even worse, elegant and modern, not a single cobweb anywhere.
Yes.
How did our character not a dick? Yep, definitely spooky. The lock is silvered. A mysterious cipher in metal. You're holding without a T, if not originally theirs. By what strange event into the Tilney family? You raised the lid a few inches. Knock, knock.
Ghosts.
Do not require. Okay. Open the chest anyway.
Yeah, open it now.
Okay. This is another end. It'll be amazing. Might be spared. You rush through your thoughts and before the chest, prepared to apply such strength that it should surely open unless secured by supernatural means. Supernatural! You resolute effort, throw back the lid, and give it us.
Mm-hmm.
A white cotton quilt neatly folded and nothing more. Bwah, bwah.
Boring.
A quilt of mystery.
Mystery.
What eldritch patterns are these embroidered in the quilt off the pillowy surface? What dark secrets have been hidden under its gentle, comforting folds?
This game became for you like too late in the game.
Okay, you blushed and caught in so idle a search. Curious old chest. How many generations?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we go to dinner.
Ooh, she's pissed. Did we piss her off by not coming down to dinner?
We were like a minute. Like I don't know. Like the times are so confusing.
How long does it take us to open a chest?
Especially when we wear the same outfit for everything.
Yeah, just have this one cravat.
Yeah. Or I guess honestly, we should probably change that. Like the disposable collar. We just swap that in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, is there more spooky stuff? Oh, okay. The chest has come up again.
Reminded of the chest. That
Okay.
chest. Is there
Yes.
a secret compartment in it?
The chest, the horrible chest, the beating chest. The night is
Eldritch
stormy.
quilt.
Yes, and the wind has been rising at intervals. Okay. You hear the tempest rage around a corner of the ancient building and close with sudden fury at a distant door, and feel the first time that you're really in an abbey. The characteristic sound brings to your recollection a countless variety of dreadful situations and horrid scenes which such buildings have witnessed and such storms ushered in. You fortify your mind with the knowledge that Master and Mrs. Tilney are only down the hall, and your spirits are assisted by the cheerful blaze of the wood fire. Okay. There's a deafening crash of thunder. And then, just as you're about to step into bed, you see the cabinet. It is high, old-fashioned black cabinet, which though in a situation conspicuous in us, has never caught your notice before. Helen's description of the ebony
Just gonna
cabinet.
keep finding mysterious cabinets.
You take your candle and look at the cabinet. It is not absolutely ebony and gold, but inlaid wood looks very much like a gold of the candle's light. There's a key in the lock. Apparently this was mentioned to us.
Ooh.
You open the door to the
We're
cabinet.
opening this.
A double range of small drawers appears in view, with some larger drawers above and below them, and in the center a small door, closed, and also with a lock and key. There's nothing in any of the drawers. Behind the locked door you find a washing bill and nothing more.
Oh.
Your curiosity satisfied and feeling not a little foolish, you snuff your candle and go to bed. This is a comedy, right? The original book? It's like a satire.
I think so. I mean, it's Jane Austen, so I think it is on some level like a romance. Like people end up together at the end, but it is also like supposed to be funny.
So I could see our character being obsessed with gothic mysteries, and there just being nothing there, being like a running gag. So, yeah, okay, blah blah blah. Okay, thankfully we can go back into the questions. Okay, there plays hyacinths. Cool. Has my brother a pleasant mode of instruction? I would rather learn from you. Oh, more pleasant than yours. Ouch.
I think very, very pleasant.
You want to go?
I'd rather learn from you if we like the lady. I like the dude.
Okay, so very pleasant
very
indeed.
pleasant.
I would gladly learn anything else you might wish to teach me. Saucy. Okay.
Would you now?
Okay, skipping through all this. Apparently, yeah, I don't think the mother is very impressed with us. Oh. Okay. This is a favorite walk of mine that I always think is the best and nearest way, but perhaps it may be damp. It is path through a thick grove of old Scots firs and appealingly gloomy. Okay, we're going to go into it. Step onto it.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
The rays of sun are not too cheerful for me, and I will meet you by... Yep.
Ooh, we are unchaperoned.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Who are we talking about? Father would have...
Oh, I think we're talking about her dad.
Father would have been a constant friend. His influence would have been beyond all other. Was he handsome? Is there any picture in this, Abbey? Did he suffer from dejection of spirits? Two?
I feel like asking to see a picture of him is the most neutral. Yeah. Least invasive question.
Yeah. Oh, that was interesting. What a disagreeable woman the general is. Yeah. Although I guess we saw the painting. Oh.
Something is hidden there.
The room in which he died. Okay, hold on. You peer through the staircase and see a narrow passage, more numerous openings, and the symptoms of a winding staircase. Something is hidden there.
Doors quickly shut.
Some evil secret, yes! I'm not sure why that was it. Like, are we just thinking that ourselves? Are we trying to sneak in? Okay, we're gonna go see the portrait. Yes, Forbidden Chambers. Screw Edmund. I'm sorry, Edmund. My heart belongs to hidden secrets, Edmund. Forbidden Chambers.
I mean, why couldn't we explore Forbidden Chambers with Edmund?
True, that would be fine as well. But no.
But
I
support us in.
Says work is best done alone. That's why, apparently.
I see.
Okay, you slip with the least possible noise through the folding doors, and without stopping to look or breathe, rush forward to the door in question. On tiptoe, you enter. The room is before you, but it is some minutes before you can advance another step. What you behold fixes you to the spot and agitates every feature. Yep. At first, you are seized by astonishment and doubt.
What are we seeing?
This apartment. It's the dead guy's room. You had given a date so ancient, a position so awful, proven to be but another example of the general's mother's modern improvements. Oh, everything is just modern, so we're very disappointed.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because of the general.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Someone is also in the secret chambers.
Yeah. Oh, they're not secret. It's just a door. Yeah. Okay. Do.
No mystery then? I just saw us say disappointedly.
Okay. What did we say? If I understand it right, you lead for mind to surmise of such horror as I hardly have words to. Yes, Eldritch horror.
I think we suspected her mom of killing her dad.
Yeah, something of that. Implied. Yeah. Nope, probably didn't happen. Are we not English? Does her education prepare us for such atrocities? Yes, obviously.
She's such a snob.
She is. Cool. Where every woman is surrounded by a neighborhood of voluntary spies. Dearest M. Moreland, what ideas have you been admitting? This is an amazing choice. What ideas have you been refusing to admit? Oh, do we just accuse them? Runaway crying is fantastic, though.
Wow. Yeah. Jeez.
I think number one. Let's just go all in.
Let's do it. We're going hard. Yeah. We're all in for spookiness.
I know that to imagine some foul play involving your father's passing must be shocking, but consider that. She's pissing us. Okay. I assume the game is going to end. Oh, wow. That was great. Helen must despise you. Oh, we cry bitterly. Helen must despise you forever now. I'm shocked it doesn't end.
Woof.
Oh, why can't you not see the truth? Oh no, we're a truther.
We're all in.
We're a conspiracy
theory. We're down the rabbit hole.
You make yourself as miserable as possible for half an hour and then go down when the clock strikes 5 with a heavy heart. Were we sneaking around at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon? That's even better. It's not even nighttime.
Edmund wants to know if we're well.
Yep, we're not even speaking. Oh, okay, what is this letter? Who's writing? Oh, it's from our sister. Why is she writing to us from Oxford? Dear Kit.
You see, which lies the blame?
Yep, I am undeceived in time.
Oh. They broke up. He has made me miserable forever.
So they are also, well, we're both miserable forever. So it's fine. They went to visit us. Uncomfortably circumstanced. Okay. That's a lot of text.
Yeah. She accidentally wrote over the...
Yeah. Also note...
filigree on the sides there.
Okay. Right on. When do we get to the next choice? Oh my gosh, we would never have gotten through all this.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we made our character terrible. Mm-hmm. Just obsessed with mysteries. Okay. Okay, something shocking. Not violence, but love of a kind that is yet. Okay. No, yeah, discuss the improper stuff. Okay. I don't know if this is beneficial or not. Okay. It's not that I do not like men. Until recently, that is. Until the right circumstances. I'm sure I could be happily married to a man. But if I fell in love with someone who was not a man...
Ooh. That's us.
Or if I fell in love with a woman... number 1 or 2? I think number 1.
So who's saying this?
This is Helen.
Helen. Okay.
Let's go with that one.
Hmm?
Oh. Who do we want to choose?
Watching expressions change.
It seems that for some reason Helen has decided to give you the opportunity to spend the day with Edmund instead of her. Will you take it? You like Edmund, right?
I like Edmund. Yeah, let's try Edmund.
Okay.
We haven't pissed him off yet.
We haven't said, we think your mother killed your father.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, whoa. Are we going to a castle? Extensively modernized.
Extensively modernized, yeah. Oh, no.
Poor Kit. I love that all these extensively modernized castles probably like seem really old to us now. Will you ever have this spoiled? Okay, I went to one of those. We went to this bombs and stuff and invading Nazis, and then it had been like restored and modernized, and it was so dull. I'm like, where is the ruin of this old palace? I do not care about this modern, well put together palace that you've restored. There were like photos. I'm like, this is what I want to see. So I'm very much agree with Kit in this case.
Give me the ruins.
Oh wow. Okay. The Viscountess is a woman like any other. No one of worth will fail to be charmed by you, M. Moreland. Viscountess or no? I don't know. Does that mean you? I think the second choice.
Yeah, I like the second one.
You're horrified at your own daring. Ooh. Oh. Dull, but you were so clever.
Comely.
Is this the Viscountess? Oh, this is another castle.
New person.
Well, okay. You know what? I can't even... Edmund, you've brought us to a castle, even if it is modernized, so we love you.
Mm-hmm.
That looks ruined. The tower is everything you had hoped.
Yeah.
A pile of crumbling fortifications now up into the sky, covered with moss and mud and looking like it might all collapse at any moment. There's a castle, like this kind of destroyed tower castle that I used to visit with my family when I was a little kid. There were a number of them, like fortifications. But this one I remember specifically, like we had to go, like it wasn't like one was like a tourist attraction. And the other was like just in a field that we had to walk through. So, yep. I remember I made like a model of it in like after I came to Canada for some class project. We clamber over the rocks and find the most desolate view, while Evelyn sits on a comfortable perch and watches with a smile.
Haunted castle?
Evelyn has organized the servants to provide a picnic for the three of you out on the lawn, in a position that allows for the best view of the rolling, wooded hills surrounding the castle. When I was a child, we used to have picnics in the graveyard next to our house, on top of these giant gravestones that were there, that were very old. Cool.
That tracks.
The next day, I'm okay. At this point, though, if we get an ending, I'm totally happy with it. I think. Unexpected
We've
a
seen
letter
a
from
castle.
we saw a ruined castle. All of our dreams are accomplished. Kit has gotten our letters. Yep. We leave this fireplace tomorrow.
Great delight.
I have had no pleasure in it. Oh. Okay.
Is this from Isaac?
Yes, this is from Isaac. Captain Tilney, who, as you may remember, was amazingly disposed to follow and tease me before you went away. Oh, she became quite my shadow. Oh, wow.
Thought of all the world. Pray explain everything else to her satisfaction.
Your ashamed attachment are now as disgusting as his excuses are empty and his demands impudent. Wow, we really turned on Isaac.
We did.
That letter must have been tough. You find Helen and Edmund and make known to them their sister's safety. Okay. The 4th week of your visit. It might seem an intrusion if you stayed longer. I thought we were only up here for 2 weeks. Do nothing, subtly hint.
This is how visiting worked.
True.
In this era.
I'm going to save again. Although I guess we can probably just go back.
Probably.
Just ask it.
I'd ask outright.
Yeah, let's go for it. We'll brazen. I still love my time here.
Around?
But I worry that I might outside my welcome. Would it be acceptable for me to stay a while longer? Okay, I see.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Oh, Helen would rather you gone.
Ooh.
We spent too much time with Edmund.
We did say that thing. About her mom murdering her dad.
True. I don't know if it was possible to... an ominous creak? Who could it be? Is it Oh, it's Edmund. It is only Edmund. But why does he look so unwell? Is he dying?
His sister told us the thing we said about their mom murdering their dad.
Come and be seated. I shall rub your temples with lavender water.
Ooh, that's very flirtatious.
Yeah. Did Edmund just call you by your given name?
Ooh.
Henry is dead. Who's Henry?
Who is Henry?
I don't remember who Henry is at all.
Wait. Henry, wait, go back one.
Okay, hold on. A messenger from Woodston. Henry is dead.
Henry was the name of Helen in the original.
Oh. Maybe it's a mistake then. Also, of note, interesting here, the font changes size midway through the word Henry.
It does.
So,
maybe they didn't swap that.
Maybe it's a glitch or something. Okay, it is no one from Woodson. It's my mother. Do we assume? Wait. Oh, I think we thought that Helen was dead, but it is not.
It's my mother.
They're leaving. That's why. So I'm not offended. I can finish my visit here, at any time. Okay, we invite them. They say maybe. Whoa. Tomorrow morning is fixed for your leaving us, and not even the hours left to your choice. The very carriage is ordered. This is a serious insult, and not even a chance to have a chance to say goodbye to Helen. You sit down yourself. Have I offended the general? Probably. Maybe her daughter told her that we think she killed her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. You're barely holding back your tears.
Seems like we got a bad ending.
Yeah, that's fine though. We saw a castle, RJ.
Mm-hmm. We did see a castle.
That is all we wanted from our life. Suddenly noises throughout the house. You hear it as you lay awake hour after hour without curiosity or terror. How disappointing.
I'm confused about that message.
Yep. Hard to
Henry's
eat. Well, maybe it would help if we actually read the stuff. I think we just assumed someone was dead. Every mile from Northanger is a sad reminder of how different your feelings were when you were traveling towards it. Leaning back in one corner of the carriage, in a violent burst of tears, you're conveyed some miles beyond the walls of the Abbey before you raise your head. Every bitter feeling is rendered more severe by the subject of objects on which you had first looked under impressions so different. You cannot but wonder, how will Helen feel when she returns to Northanger and hears that you are gone? The question sometimes is answered by the sweetest confidence in her regret and resentment. I think that's just the end. Oh, your mother, father, Sam, George, Harriet, all assemble at the door to welcome you with affectionate eagerness. In the joyfulness of family love, everything else is for a short time subdued. You must eventually attempt an explanation for your sudden return. Whoa, I really thought this would be over by now, but it just keeps going. Sleep offers but a partial relief from your distress.
Maybe we get a letter or something. Yeah, write to Edmund. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to write to Edmund. After a long thought and much perplexity. Perplexity is such a good word. So we write to him. Oh, what do we want to wear? Now that you're home, you need not worry about...
androgynous coat, of course.
You need not worry about the opinion of the world. How shall you dress? But that's the outfit we've worn the entire game.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to stay with that? That's fine.
Oh, I was hoping it would give us a new dashingly
No, it's going to be the same one.
We'll see.
Well, I want to see what the others look like.
You want to see what they look like? Sure.
Not a fan of that one. Although maybe it's just because he looks miserable. Oh, that's all. That's. I don't like that dress either. I think we can see it with the dashingly androgynous coat. This is definitely the best option. The others don't even have hats.
The best look. Yeah, no hats, no ruffles.
Yep. Okay. This game has a ton of ... I don't remember if there was... What? This guy. Mm-hmm. I think we're...
Oh, I think this is the end.
Yeah. Yep, okay. Of such conversations do your days now consist. With such conversations shall your days continue, if not forever, then at the very least until well past the end of the story. There are many ways in which life could have risen into glory, and many other ways it could have sunk into disaster. But instead, your life now is much the same as it was at the beginning of our story. You may be a little wiser now than you were, but it is likely that you are not. Perhaps you really were not born to be a heroic figure after all. The end. Same ending as last time. The font changes here too. I think there's just a bug in the game that changes the size of the font sometimes.
The font's just funny.
It could be, but that seems really weird.
The N's are slightly bigger than...
And the D's, they both seem larger than the others. Okay. I think that's enough of this, though. We hit two endings, two bad endings. We didn't end up with anyone. We ended up as Lonely Spinster. But in one of those Lonely Spinsters, I believe we continue to explore abandoned castles.
Yeah, we did see an abandoned castle. So that's very good. I think maybe if we had not doubled down on thinking that one of the romantic options, mother murdered her father, then we would have made a little more progress.
Yeah, let this be a lesson to you. Don't be a conspiracy theory about the person who likes parents.
Yeah, being a conspiracy theorist will drive people away from you.
Don't be a conspiracy theorist and refuse to listen to what anybody else says. Bad idea. But yeah, so thanks for listening to this app. I'm doing the podcast ending. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Friday Night Regency Romance visual novel stream. This is the last one for now.
A little anticlimactic, perhaps.
True, but honestly,
I think, the ending you got to last week was a little more exciting.
We ended up with a rake, much more exciting. But in the different game, we managed to date someone. This one, however, alas, it was not to be. But if you want to check out the podcast about Regency Romance when it comes out, it will be out next week. We'll talk about a bunch of Regency Romance novels that we read and these games, and Regency Romance stuff in general. You can get it by searching for Book Club for Masochists in any podcast places, or going to Book Club 4M. And if you're interested in more visual novel stuff, you can check out our YouTube channel. There's a ton of games. A lot of them are spooky games. Not all of them are spooky games. Spooky romance games. Spooky is like, they're not actually spooky. They're slightly more spooky than this game was, which was not very spooky at all. But yeah, so check them out. And thanks for tuning in. And have a great weekend. Oh, what is it? Stay safe and stay spooky. Yeah. And thanks for joining me, RJ.
Of course.
Thanks for having me.